It took me a while, but then I noticed that we have yellow, we have the purple, the blue purple butterfly painting, and we have the white rabbit eating the carrot, and this painting which we got off the wall flips around and shows us what looks like a green and red fruit painting. So when I realized that, I then came over here. The first one is a yellow banana, then it's the blue butterfly, then it's the white rabbit, and the green and red fruit. That reveals this, and I had clicked earlier on this panel near the door and noticed that it has this strange stone tablet / input panel, and these are Roman numeral 3 and 4, meaning there should be a sequence of symbols starting 1, 2, 3, 4. So this outer circle looked to me that it fits here, so I then put it there. I noticed that there needs to be an inner part. I went clicking around the entire room until when I clicked on this pot plant, it revealed that inner circle. So that one I then put in here, opened up and got a key. This key would open what? It would open the drawer, right? There's a drawer here which needs a key. Forgot about that. This shows us the other part of the puzzle of this symbol code. So this one is 3 and 4. The other one is 1 and 2. 1 is a drop, 2 is a plus sign. So it was the drop, the plus sign, then the star, and so that opened up the room, the next room, and this is where it got challenging. Now in this room we have a laptop over here, a couple of batteries. Turning on the laptop, I need to get into this electric panel. So first, clicking around, I came over to this clock. Now the clock is broken, but we have our code in the time. That's 12:40 or 40 minutes past 12. There was that symbol at the top of the clock which also appeared here on this toolbox. That was 12:40. It opened up the box. We get a box cutter, and we get, what is that? We get screwdriver. So that was going to get us into the electrical panel on the other wall, and we also get a torch. It took me a while to figure out that in order to pick up the torch, you first have to put in the batteries, then the torch comes out of the toolbox. Below the toolbox on this coffee table, there was also the breakers, but I would come to realize the purpose after opening up this electrical panel. So inside this electrical panel are the breakers of the room. Inserting this one in, completed the set of breakers. So I just went flipping them one by one until flipping this one turned all those lights, those LED lights, indicator lights, from red to green, and And what? From red to green. First, let me check something. I turned them from red to green and then became inactive, telling me that I had solved this part of the... And coming out of the panel, you notice that the laptop is now on. It has on the desktop we have a books PNG file that would come in handy later, and we have this lock with an alphanumeric code, not numeric, just letters code. Then we have this wallpaper on the desktop, but that's for later. So then we come to this. This took me a while to solve, but this is solved by this picture on the wall. This, what they're calling is portrait on the wall. Notice the red. So when you come over here, it's middle, down, up, middle, down. So that's middle, up, wait, it's middle, down, up, middle, and down. That drops the ladder on at the side of the room, sending us to the loft, the attic. So clicking that brings us back to this floor. Clicking there goes back up, and we're at another stage of the game. Now this is the one that took me literally 2 hours to solve, and this is where I would zonk the game, the puzzle, because I still don't understand how the logic behind solving that stage works. So let's go through the clues. You first move this sofa cushion to the side, and then you have this paper and this puzzle box here. That one we get to solve later. First, using the box cutter, we get this circle token, and the box cutter is used. And then the torch took me a while, but I figured that I finally figured it out that we need the torch to find another circle token under the sofa. Now that's 2. Then there is the bookshelf. That one is solved by this PNG. We have 2, 2, 2 over on this side and 1, 1 on the other side of the bookshelf. So going back to the top, it's 2, 2. Right now it's 2, 3, 3. Let's push that one over to the side and bring this 2 over to this side. Now we have the 2, 2, 2, and we have solved something. We have revealed another token at the bottom of the bottom shelf. So that's 3 of them. And I was relying on these, the hint, this search, what can I call it, this magnifying glass at the bottom corner of the screen is actually the hints. So clicking on it gives you hints about how to solve the next puzzle. So this one says going circles. The outer dials have similar patterns on the inner circles. Couldn't figure it out. After clicking literally everywhere, I reached this point. So first let's get the tokens in. These are actually dials. So this is the outer circle and that's the inner one, and somehow I still haven't figured it out to this point. I literally brute forced my way through this stage of the game, through this particular puzzle. So first, the solution is that we have 2 here and 2. My god, have I already forgotten? No, it's 2 and 2 there. Still not solved. Then that's 1 and 1. So how this pattern on the outside relates to that on the inside, I do not know, but there is a solution. And we move on. Come back over here. What was the pattern? The pattern is up, down, middle, middle, up. So it's up, down, middle, middle, up. That opens the basement. So going to the basement. Wait, have I solved everything here? Alright, we're yet to solve this one. What about up here? Excuse me. We have this. That's a bull, that's a horse. That looks like a bird, an eagle, and then a snake. Then we have the window, it is locked. And I can hang something on this hook over the window. But beyond that, there is nothing else. So let's go down into the basement. I still haven't solved the clock. I still haven't solved this bowl. But yeah, it's on to the basement. Now in the basement we find a string and we find a digital clock saying 10:30. We have a comfy sofa. Then we have these cue balls and a key, a clock key. So the cue balls were meant to solve that puzzle box in the room, in the loft. This puzzle box. Yellow for the yellow cue ball, black for the black cue ball, red for the red cue ball, and blue. I remember blue is the rope goes up here, but that's for later. Let's get back down. Right, we have this puzzle P. This is a maze. Solving the maze takes us through particular letters. So it starts with P, then on to T, then N, leaving the E on the side, then F, and then R. So that's P, T, N, F, R. P, T, N, F, R. So going back to this particular clue, it's P, T, N, F, R. That unlocks something somewhere. Actually, it unlocks a little this. It unlocks this, which was encased in a glass. The glass is gone and we can pick it up. And then we proceed. Let's try and solve this one. It was, the cue balls were yellow, black, red, and blue. So it's 2, 4, 6, and 9. all the way back to the top, onto the box. It's 2, 4, 6, and 9. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we have the eagle piece and we have the snake piece. The bull piece was already in place right here, so we can place that one there, that one there, and now we're missing one more piece. And from the picture up here over in the loft, from this picture, the piece we are missing is which one? The piece we are missing is, we have the eagle, we have the bull, I think we have the snake, we're missing the horse. Or is it that we have the horse and we're missing the snake? We have the snake and we're missing the horse. So let's use our key on the clock. Opening it up reveals buttons for adjusting the hands of the clock. And going from this digital clock 10:30, when we put that in, our hand is at 10 and the minute hand goes all the way around to 30. It reveals the horse piece. Bringing that over to here. Now we have all 4 pieces but not in the right order. So from the picture upstairs, the bull was the first, then it's the horse, then the eagle, and then the snake. So it's first the bull, let's switch them around, then the horse, then the eagle, and lastly the snake. That reveals a safe on the wall which is locked, and we can tell that it's locked by that red light above. Which brings us back to the laptop, and from the laptop we can see the keys which are pressed. So it's that one, those 2 in the middle, and those 2 over on the side. So it's this 2 in the middle, and that reveals another key, a window key, and we can go back all the way up to the top. And up until this point, I was still waiting for a door which would lead out of the room. I didn't know that we are escaping out of this room through the window. So we open the window and we are going to use the rope to climb out of the room and to our freedom. But yeah, this puzzle of circle pieces, I still don't get how it works. I still haven't figured it out. I solved it via brute force. I literally checked every different combination until it clicked. But other than that particular puzzle, it was a good game. Yeah, you have escaped. Thank you for playing. Support the indie developer by leaving a review. I guess this was my review. That was it. Rooms, Home, Escape. That was a fun game. Thanks for making it. Let's